guys, it's Sarah. I'm back for another declutter video. My last declutter was going through all of my eyeshadow palettes, and today I'm going to be decluttering my blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. Most of the things here in front of me are blushes. I do have a few bronzing, contouring, and highlighting products here that I will go through as well, but for the most part, I really want to go through my blushes. I have 14 blushes, which I feel like is kind of a lot, considering I know that I stick mostly to just like one or two shades here. So I'm excited to go through these. Let's go ahead and get started. So this first one that I'm going to look at is this e.l.f. HD blush in Headliner. Pretty sure I got this from the dollar store, and it's one of the only, actually it is the only cream blush I own. It's just so pigmented, like that was just the tiniest squirt I could get, and it's just so much. So because of that, I really never use it because it just comes out looking so intense on my skin. So I think I am going to get rid of this one. Speaking of e.l.f., I have two of these e.l.f. Studio blushes. One of them is in the shade Mellow Mauve, and the other one is in Pink Passion. Mellow Mauve I've gotten quite a bit of use out of. You can see I've hit quite a bit of pan. Something about these e.l.f. Studio blushes is they're very dry, and like when I swatch this, almost nothing comes out, which is fine. I mean, that's the swatch. You can't even hardly see it. I don't know if, I mean, it's always been like this. I don't think that it's hard panned. I used to really enjoy using this, as you can tell, but I think that now, I mean, I just haven't been reaching for it lately, so I think I am going to, I don't know, because I've made it so far, I almost want to just keep using it up, but I don't know about this one. I think that with Pink Passion, it's like a neon hot pink. You can't really tell how bright it is. It's crazy. And I might have used this once in the like 6 months that I've had it, so I don't think it makes any sense to keep this one. I'm gonna put this Mellow Mauve in the maybe pile for now, and we'll think about it. We'll think about it a little bit more. Okay. I have two of these. These are actually from Everyday Minerals. They were samples that I got years ago. I mean, I've had these samples for a long time, at least 2 years. And I actually put the samples, they came in these little like flimsy packets, and there was a lot of product in there. So I ended up putting them into these containers that used to have those e.l.f. makeup removing pads in them. And when those were empty, I decided to reuse them for these. So I have the shade Fresh Rose Blossom and Primrose. And I really like these blushes. These shades are actually almost identical. And it's crazy how long these samples lasted. I mean, there's not a ton left in there, but I mean, that's a lot. Ooh. There's like a hair in there. That's gross. So these need to go soon. These need to be used up. And they are getting to, I mean, there's not a ton left in here. So I think that I can use these up pretty soon. I might start another project pan soon and include these in there somehow. We'll see, but I am going to keep these. So far, that's the first thing I'm definitely keeping, so that's awesome. Okay, I have two of these Wet n Wild blushes. These are the Wet n Wild Fergie Centerstage Collection. This shade is called Brush with Destiny, and this shade is called Brush with Brilliance. I really like this Brush with Destiny shade. It's perfect for someone with my skin tone because it's just this light peachy pink, really pretty, very wearable. There is a little bit of kind of a goldeny shimmer to it, but I don't mind that at all. I actually really like the way it looks. So I am keeping the Destiny one. The Brilliance shade, it's a great blush. I mean, these blushes are super soft and pigmented. I mean, just look at that. This is kind of a little bit brighter color. They are a little bit powdery, but yeah, there's that one. It's really pretty. Everything's kind of washed out now because the sun is really bright, but I want to go through, because this is kind of one of those shades that is really common, I think, for blush. So I'm going to put this in the maybe pile and see if there's anything else in my collection that's similar to it, and if not, then I will keep this, but for now, it's a maybe. Also from Wet n Wild is this blush. It's their Color Icon blush in Mellow Wine. This is their old packaging, and I have seen their new packaging, and they do have a shade called Mellow Wine, but it's different from this one. This one is actually quite deep. It's kind of like almost a reddish color. Very pretty, but it's dark for my skin tone, very dark. And so because of that, I don't find myself, yeah, look at that. I don't find myself using it. And I've had it for a while now, and I really haven't used much of it at all. So I don't think it makes sense to keep this one. Goodbye. Okay, gotta roll my sleeves up because this is getting messy. So from Jordana, I have two of their blushes that I have held on to so far. One of them is in the shade Blushing Rose, and the other one is in Redwood. Redwood is actually kind of similar to that Wet n Wild one that I just swatched. Again, it's dark. This is a dark blush. I don't know what I was thinking when I got this. In fact, that one is even darker than the Wet n Wild one that I just swatched. I've been holding on to this because I want to keep it and I want it to work for me, but it just doesn't work for me. So I need to stop wishing that it would look good on me and get rid of it. Blushing Rose, it's one of those colors that I am not that drawn to. It's similar to the color of my top, actually. It's like a cool toned kind of mauve. It's pretty. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really pretty. But, I mean, that's just not something that I go for. I'm more into like the peachy, pinky blushes, and this is just... These Jordana blushes, the great thing about them is they're very pigmented, which is great. I mean, who doesn't want a pigmented blush? But when you're someone as pale as I am, sometimes you want a little bit more of a muted look when it comes to blush. So I think it's time. I've tried to get rid of these several times before, and I've always said, you know, I think I can use those. And I think it's time to finally just stop with those and get rid of them for good. Okay. This one is from Milani, and this is one of my favorite blushes ever. It's in the shade Romantic Rose. First of all, the packaging is beautiful, but I love this blush. I mean, it's such a muted color, which is, I mean, you guys know that's kind of what I like. It's just kind of a dusty light pink, and I love it. So I am definitely keeping this. I use it. I think this is the blush that I reach for the most often, actually. So, keeping that one. Okay. Making a mess. This is a blush from, what is this called? Lauren Brooke Cosmetics. This came in a subscription box. I think it was from Vegan Cuts, actually. It's actually kind of similar to that Milani one, but I use this one a lot. I really like it. For a natural blush, it has very good staying power, and it just blends really beautifully. It's a little more pigmented than that Milani one, but I do use it all the time, so no sense getting rid of it. Yeah, there's that one swatched next to the Milani. It's a little bit different. And if I'm using it, I might as well keep it. So there we go, keeping that one. This one is from Pixi, and it's in the shade Perkiest Pink. It's kind of a cool toned, like kind of bubblegum pink with, actually kind of has golden shimmer in it. And I don't know why, but I really don't reach for this. It's a really nice, soft formula. No one ever talks about these Pixi blushes. It's a nice blush. I just don't go for these kind of cooler tone pinks. I don't like the way they look on me. They look kind of Barbie-ish on me, I feel like. So, really nice blush, but it's not a color that I go for, so I'm going to get rid of that one, as sad as that is. Cute packaging, too, by the way. I love Pixi packaging. It's like that really pretty soft green color, and I just think it's so cute. But sad to get rid of that one, but it's, you know, doesn't make sense to keep it. Okay, on to the contour, bronzer, and highlighting products. So this one is a highlighter from Fior Minerals. It's the Ignite Illuminator. I don't know the shade. I guess the shade is called Sweets. I think this came in a Petit Vour box in the summertime, I think. I'm not going to swatch it because I have a mess all over my fingers right now. But I actually just used this today. I've been using it a lot lately. It's a cream highlight. It gives a really pretty dewy look to the cheeks, and I like it. I'm just now getting into highlighting products, and I'm really enjoying this one so far. So keeping that. Another highlighter is this Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana giant one that everyone loves. It actually smells really good. I don't think I've ever heard anyone mention that, but I don't know, it smells good to me. It's just a really soft, subtle highlight, and I actually like to kind of set this cream highlight with this one to just kind of set it in place. And I also like using this kind of as an all-over face powder to just give me that like really subtle but beautiful glow. So I will also keep this one. This is a duo from Lily Lolo. I have a really hard time saying that brand name, but this is their Sculpt and Glow Contour Duo, and it came also in a Petit Vour box. This was one of the best things I got out of Petit Vour. This was a $26 value, and the box itself is, I think, $15. So that was, I think it was $15. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might be more expensive, but this is still a really good value. Really pretty, kind of goldeny highlight, and this shade works well for contour as well as bronzer. It's kind of a cooler tone, but it works for both. So I think that I will hold on to this one because I am just now starting to use it, and I think that it works really well. So I'm going to hold on to that one as well. Last but not least, this is the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder in the shade St. Lucia. This was part of my Finish 13 by Halloween. The blush, there's really not a lot of blush left in this. I repressed it because it was starting to break around the edges, and it constantly falls out. I feel like since I repressed it, it's just not the same, and I don't know, there's hardly anything left in the blush. So I think I'm going to at least get rid of the blush. The bronzer, there's still quite a bit left, and I actually do use this a lot. I used it today, actually, and I just really like it. It's also a great like eyeshadow crease color, so I think I'm going to try to make a little more progress on the bronzer. So I will hold on to the bronzer, but the blush I'm going to say goodbye to. There's almost nothing in there, so it looks like there's a lot, but it's like such a thin layer. So that's everything. Let's look back at these two maybes. Gosh, I think just the fact alone that they're in the maybe pile kind of says to me that I should get rid of them. Now that I'm looking back, I don't think there's anything else that was quite this shade in the rest of my collection, no. In fact, I'm only keeping 5 blushes so far, and 2 of them are little samples. So, but then again, I really don't reach for this much. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this, actually. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. And the e.l.f., I mean, I've already made a lot of progress on this, and I think I've gotten my money's worth. It was $3. I mean, really. I used to really enjoy this, and now I just don't anymore. It's kind of, the formula I've just realized is super dry. It's just not that great. So I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. Okay, so let's look back at what I'm keeping and what I'm getting rid of. Okay, so it's kind of hard for me to get a good angle here, but I'm keeping, or this is what I'm getting rid of, this pile right here, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things. That is awesome. Really, really excited about that. Excited to pass these on to friends and family and people who might actually use them and enjoy them. Except for this. This is definitely going in the trash because that's just gross. And then this is what I am keeping. And so I'm keeping 1, 2, 5 blushes, which is a really good number in my opinion. And I'm keeping all of my highlighters and bronzers, actually, which I think is fine because I don't have that many of those anyway. So I'm really excited about this much smaller collection now. I think it'll fit a lot better in my makeup storage, and I'm just excited to have things that I know that I truly love and enjoy. So yay, yay, I'm so excited. I love decluttering. I do plan to make more declutter videos in the future. Let me know if you have any requests. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you would like to, and I'll talk to you guys next time.